All right, we're here at Club Shambo. We're in northern Quebec, about to head out on our caribou hunt. You fly in, you stay up here in the lodge, but back here in the lakes, you can see our float planes. That's one of the keys to hunting with Club Shambo, is that they actually own several of these planes, so that not only can they get you to your camp, but if something happens, you're not on the caribou, the migration's not coming through yet, or you're just not seeing enough animals, they have the means to put you in one of these planes and move you to a new camp. That's one of the cool things. We're loading up right now over here. We're fixing to take off and go after the caribou.
From Shefferville, you jump on the float plane and you head out to camp. Now, your float plane ride could be anywhere from about 30 minutes up to 2 hours. Club Shambo is one of the top places in Canada to hunt caribou, and their camps are first class. Here's our camp where we'll be spending the next week hunting caribou. Up here this week, we'll be hunting the George River and Leaf River herds. We start out the hunt with Mark Heath, and here he spots a group of about 100 caribou. Mark uses the terrain to get in a little bit closer, and here are a couple of bulls, but they're still too far for his bow. The two bulls are staying just a little bit ahead of Mark, and in the wind, it's just too far to take a shot. Here the bulls get into a little bit of tree cover and give Mark the slip. A little later, he comes up on a herd bedded down and tries to move in for a shot. The wind turns and they catch his scent and they're gone. Here Mark's got a group of caribou coming right at him with a nice bull in the group.
Well, we covered a few miles this morning, and we got up on a herd, and you missed a little bit.
Yeah, I did miss a little bit. Shot right underneath it.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to play this wind, and now that may have had a factor in it, but Mark missed pretty bad, so I think it wasn't all the wind. but they took off over this way, and it's too rugged over there. But way over here, we can see another group, so we're just gonna kind of regather ourselves and head over there and see if we can get on another one, huh?
I think so. That sounds like a great idea.
Redeem ourselves.
Just a little bit.
All right.
Here Mark spots a nice bull, so we watch where he's going and then move in a little closer. The bull is headed into some thick trees, which is perfect for a stalk with a bow. His arrow deflects off a limb and hits the caribou a little far back, but he runs 30 yards, stops, and Mark nails him.
Well, Mark?
This is a beautiful
Nice.
hunt. Yes.
Well, this is your first caribou with a bow, huh?
This is my first caribou with a bow.
Well, you know, we're out here, it's a little windy today, and it's hard to get a long shot on a bow, but it actually making the stalking a little easier because we got this big bull down here in these trees. And sometimes walking through this bush, it can get loud, but the wind was kind of helping us on that a little bit, huh?
It was helping us.
And
As you can see, he's huge on the front. He's got a double shovel, one of the few we've seen with a double shovel this week. And he's a little weak up top, but he's real long. He's got some good mass, but he's a monster on the front end there. And man, we've seen a lot of caribou, huh?
We've seen a lot of caribou. They are everywhere through here. This is a great hunt.
Yeah, it is. For more information about coming up here to northern Quebec, get a hold of our good friends at Club Shambo. And man, it's a pretty cool hunt, isn't it?
It's a great hunt. Thank you.
Yep.
We're up here in Caribou Camp in northern Quebec with Club Shambo, and as you can see, this is a first-class camp. Let's go check it out. We're up here in the middle of nowhere, but yet this camp with Club Shambo has it all, starting with the storage room for the meat. It's all screened in to keep the meat cool, but keep the bugs out. You put your antlers in here, whether they're velvet or stripped off, hang your meat, you don't have to worry about it. Now let's go check out the kitchen. Now this is the kitchen and the dining hall where everybody eats. And as you can see, it has everything from sinks to stoves to refrigerators and even freezers for ice for all your drinks. Now this is one of the best things of all, being up in one of these northern camps with Club Shambo on your caribou hunt. This is where restrooms, washing machine, there's a heater in here, hot water heater to where you can take warm showers. We are literally in the middle of nowhere up here caribou hunting, and you're up here for 6-7 days at a time, and to have conveniences like this with hot water, toilets, sink, washing machine, doesn't get any better than this. First class operation right here at Club Shambo. This right here is our bunkhouse. Now with our group we have 6 people. So there's 6 people to a bunkhouse, and the cool thing is you have a sink in there with running water, and you have a heater, as you can see right there, because it does tend to get pretty cold up here at night. Everything you need right here in Caribou Camp with Club Shambo, all the amenities, you can't beat it. Now Club Shambo is a great place to hunt caribou for several reasons. First of all, you get to take 2 caribou, plus the camp is great, and if you're not in the caribou, they will actually move you to a new camp. Coming up after the break, I take one with a bow. We got about 30 caribou right up here. Wind's blowing right here, and they're right there. We got a whole group of caribou right in front of us. They're gonna cross too far. We just had a big group of caribou. We had them about 90 yards, but they must have spotted us because they turned. They're right up here. Weather's moving in again, wind's starting to blow real bad, snowing. If we can, we'll do a bow. If we can't, we'll do a gun. Let's go see what happens. Well, we're closing the distance, but with the weather turning worse, we're probably going to use the gun. There's a couple of pretty decent caribou in there. So we're gonna let them kind of go over that little rise. Wind's bad, weather's bad, but I think we'll get it done. All right, everybody stay tight, single file, and let's go knock one down.
On our way over to shoot one of those bulls, we looked down to the bottom of the mountain, and there were caribou moving everywhere. We stopped the glass to see if we could spot a big bull, and we noticed that one of our buddies, Kenny Bombas, was down putting a stalk on one of these bulls, so we sat back and watched.
It might be 50. Yeah. Got him.
That's a nice bull taken by Kenny Bombas. For more information, get a hold of our friends at Club Shambo.
Well, we just saw this pretty nice bull coming right up the edge of this lake right here, so we snuck over to the top. We're in perfect position. He was coming in to us, and some cows came from over here. I don't know what spooked them, but they ran this way, and that bull, he's headed out following them, but he had huge fronts. His backs weren't that big, but he's long main beams and some big old shovels on the front. But we're gonna see what happens. As you can see, the wind is just howling today. So, you know, we won't be able to shoot as far with the bow as we'd like, but we'll see what this guy does. There's a ton of caribou over there. We've already blown a couple of stalks this morning, but we'll keep going, see what happens. Well, we're up here in northern Quebec with Club Shambo, and today it's pretty windy. And earlier in the show, you saw Mark Heath. He got a nice bull with his bow, and now we're trying to do the same thing here. We got the limb saver, and you know, up here, neat thing is you can hunt with a gun or a bow, and you can carry a gun and a bow with you. So if you can close the distance, you can use the bow. And you know, the wind's pretty bad, so we decided here in the middle of the day we're gonna get in here in the woods. We can see some of the hillsides over here, and we actually see a pretty nice caribou over here right now. But he's a long way away. He's following a couple of cows, and there's another couple of little bit smaller bulls with him. So we're just gonna sit in here kind of out of the wind, see what they do, and then make a move on them. So, but they're still just steadily, just slowly walking and feeding this way. We got a pretty nice caribou, about 150 yards right up this hill. We got this tree cover. We're gonna try to move in on him and get the shot. He's got pretty good tops. In this wind, if we can get 50 yards, I think we can get him. So let's make a move on him.
Here I spot one of the smaller bulls, but then off to my right, I spot the big one. There are several bulls together, and they're heading for a group of trees, so I move around and get in closer. One of the bulls is right here behind the tree, but the bigger bull is still to the left. The big bull is now right behind the tree in front of me.
Nailed him. Man, we just made a stalk. Look at this. Through knee-deep water because we saw this monster bull. We got in there, you got the thick stuff. One little opening, little whistle, limb saver, dead zone. I mean, that's a big caribou. And it stuck him. He's not at 75 yards. We ran through here to see if we had to get another one on him. He was down. Club Shambo right here in northern Quebec. Look at him. We just finished off another great stalk on these caribou right here at Club Shambo in northern Quebec, Canada. And I got to tell you, it's a ball. It's a thrill. And getting on these suckers with the bow, I mean, we weren't in the main migration where you see thousands of caribou, but we were definitely seeing 100 caribou a day, and getting on them and turning a lot of bulls down, waiting for the right bull. We wanted something with big tops like this right here, And you know, it doesn't get any better than getting out here, stalking these caribou with a bow. And when you're confident with your equipment, like we are with the Limb Saver, then there is no problem getting out here and doing this. For more information about a truly great hunt up here in the north, get a hold of Club Shambo. Now, traveling to northern Quebec for caribou is one of those adventures I highly recommend. For more information, get a hold of our friends at Club Shambo, and we'll see you next week.